no way you do it!
Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Ashanu and Friends TV with me, Ashanu, and I am back. It's been a bit of a break, haven't really done too much since the last UGC Grand Final. UGC, of course, Season 9 Grand Final, going 2 maps to 0 in favour of VD, but we're back. It's week 3 of the actual season of UGC Season 10. It's the summer fun season, which means we should be getting a few maps that we haven't really seen before. This week though, with these two teams, we're going to be seeing something fairly standard. That of course is Viaduct Pro. Two teams, I'm going to get to them in a second, but first up, I'm going to introduce my co-caster. It's someone who, if you watched that last grand final, you would have seen in action. He is the spy. He is the captain of VD, and well, he's been co-casting with me for quite some time. It's Edge. Edge, how are you this evening?
Hi, I'm good, thank you, and hello everyone that's come to watch this cast. These two teams, really keen to see how they go, man. This map is pretty stock standard. I think they've probably got some experience on it, and it should be a close contest.
Well, look, I think you're exactly right. The two teams, we haven't really introduced them yet. ANZAK currently in the blue, and you should all be familiar with them. 3rd place getters last UGC season, 4th place getters the season before that. A very consistent team, a very solid team that's been around for a long time, and will be depending a lot on their teamwork. Going up against, well, I hesitate to call them a new team because they're players that have been around for a long time. They're called miRA, M-I-R-A, standing for Mindless Rampage, and they're led by Shredder on the spy there. But Edge, let's talk about them for a second. They've got a couple of really quite high-skilled and quite experienced players on their lineup.
Yeah, they've got some really talented players on there. Players from Getsum from last season, such as Kieran and Jono, who are also playing Primitive in Sixes, and guys like Lamy also in Primitive, and a few other players there who have played the Highlander before, including Shredder, G, and Metal. Come together quite well. I think they're in the bonding session right now, but these guys have a lot of potential from what I can see.
Look, absolutely they do. I'm really excited to see how this goes. If any of you guys caught the little sort of pre-season sort of team breakdown we did over on Edge's YouTube channel there, most of us sort of put these guys 2nd or 3rd for this season, and probably ANZAK 3rd or 4th as well. So looking forward to seeing that. We've got a few changes from ANZAK's regular lineup. We're going to have a few people missing. We've got Fonz missing, we've got Corgi and Jim Bob both missing also for this game. So we've got Skenny standing in, currently named up as Scammy, because ANZAK's trying to confuse me with all their names right now. He'll be playing on the scout, and they've changed a few things around, but we will be seeing the return of... No, it looks like we'll be having Cowbell on the sniper instead of Keys. I was misinformed there, Edge.
Oh no, I was looking forward to Keys playing this map, but I think he's taking a bit of a break now, but Cowbell should be good.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup. Cowbell and Kieran, probably give that edge to Kieran on that one. And this is, of course, a very sniper-friendly, sniper-centric map, where if your sniper can dominate, you should be taking rounds with relative comfort. It looks like I'm hearing... Did I hear a ready up there, Edge, or am I going crazy?
I think I'm going crazy, man, but I might be going
very good.
Crazy as well, so... we got 9 aside, so looking to start quite soon. I think they will start pretty soon. It's about 7:05 now.
Yeah, maybe instead of going crazy, maybe it's just a bit of wishful thinking. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, so ANZAK, as I mentioned, 3rd place getters last season, falling only to your team VD, and of course coming 3rd with 0% coming in 2nd. Unfortunately, 0% not returning for this season, but, well, them's the breaks. We've got another sort of, well, conglomeration of fairly decent players in miRA coming forward, so... I don't know, I'm very excited to see how we go tonight. We've got all 18 players in. I'm not too sure what we're waiting for, but hopefully we're going to get this underway very soon. But predictions, Edge. Who do you think's going to take this one for tonight?
Oh, I'm gonna tip miRA tonight. I've seen these guys play, and they're quite a DM heavy team. I think Kieran and Sniper is going to be huge for them, and also Jono and Diamond is going to be doing a lot of damage. In saying that, every single time I've tipped against ANZAK, they won their match, so it's a tough call, but I'm going to say miRA tonight.
Look, I tend to agree. If it was the full lineup, the full sort of core on their regular classes for ANZAK, I think it would probably be a very tight game, and I might even be tipping ANZAK. But it's they're missing a couple of their players, and a couple of their players that they do have are actually not really on their core classes. So for instance, you've got Ryan playing Medic tonight with, I think it's Leia Jemmy, yeah, on the demo. So not necessarily the classes that they've spent, you know, the 2 seasons of teamwork and playing together, practicing for. But hopefully they should put on a good show. I'm probably going to say about 4-1, 4 rounds to 1 in favour of miRA at the moment.
Yeah, I've got pretty much the same sort of bet on there as you, Ishanu. I think play to watch for ANZAK will definitely be Durzo and Heavy. If he can kind of counter Jono and a few other players, that's going to give ANZAK a lot to push on from. But besides that, I think the key to this match for them is to shut down Kieran.
Look, I think you're probably right. My biggest issue with shutting down or sort of giving too many resources over to shut down Kieran is that you've got people like Jono, you've got people like Lammy on the Soldier there that can just really pick up the slack if Kieran's having an off night or if he is getting targeted. So you can't really shut down all of their players. So it's going to be interesting to see how ANZAK tries to do it. I'm going to go ahead and go through the ANZAK roster. No, we're going to go ahead and start. So this is, of course, UGC Season 10, Week 3. ANZAK against miRA. Shano and Friends TV. I'm Shano. I've got Edge with me. And we're on the rollout for the very first round of this game. On the Jono cam, he's going to be going up to the high ground there. And not too much actually happening. He's trying to get some stickies down, but he does get a scout in his face. Skenny going really crazy aggro, but does get taken down there.
Quite a passive rollout. Looks like Skinny and Shredder have gone down. Shredder's dead during this, so he's back up. miRA does have the player advantage for the time being. Looking at just put as much damage out, not much contention on point right now.
Yeah, a very passive rollout, as you mentioned. Both teams playing sort of very conservatively behind their rock there. Faith getting taken down with a nice a bit of body shot actually there from Cowbell. But the crits are actually out. I didn't see it. Jono on the crits, and he does take down a lot of players, and it looks like ANZAK, most of their players deceased, just caught the end of it there, taking down the Heavy there with the crit pipe. It looks like miRA should be able to move forward and get some nice cap time up on this point right now. That was, well, I didn't actually spot the crits out, but it was very, very effective.
Yeah, good choice by miRA and good bot by Rhoda onto Jono, getting a lot of kills. I think ANZAK had about 7 plays go down on that exchange, so miRA going to cap up this point and have a pretty good advantage.
Yeah, I should have known though. Jono, especially on this map, a very effective recipient of those crits there. And, well, as you mentioned, about 7. I'm not too sure the exact number, but it completely wiped ANZAK there. It might as well have been 9 for all the good it did them. So, you know, time's going. Already lost 30 seconds off this point here for miRA, and it looks like they're going to be in for the long haul. They're settling in. They're around that point, and, well, at this point, what would you be trying to do to try and dislodge them from this point, Edge?
Oof. At this point, I think you just got to build up an overcharge and go for it, really. If you can get a med pick or Jono as he's taken down right now, that means that miRA don't exactly have anyone to pop, with ANZAK holding quite back. If they can just get Uber and push off that, it should do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they needed Jono up there. They have had that crits up for a while actually, and actually the Uber is in now for ANZAK. They're pushing forward with the Heavy, getting a lot of kills, but not actually not getting too much. They did take down Rhodey though. And that's the
huge play there by Brody going down. He's actually dropped crits as well, so full advantage will be up for ANZAK when they do have Uber.
Yeah, caught the backstab there. Jamie going down to Shredder there. I would say that losing that crits is a big deal, but when they're pushing forward with the Uber, you can't really get too much done with that crits anyway. So perhaps not the biggest drop in the world, but certainly not helpful in any way. 1 minute and 55 seconds left on the clock for miRA at the end of that first possession. 30 seconds gone already for ANZAK, and actually they're looking in quite a good position. They do have 80% Uber up, which means they will get their Uber up before miRA can come back with that crits.
Yeah, ANZAK just doing what they normally do, just letting the opposition come to them and sticking together as a team and cleaning them out. Once they have lots of players, they're just dropping back, which is a good move on their behalf. One thing I do like to call quickly is I really feel for boat spies on this map. They're up against some pretty good pyros and there's not much space to move.
A bit of spy sympathy there, yeah. Well, yeah, this map in general, not too great for spies. What we are seeing now is the crits coming out right now onto Jono, takes down the Stammy, I think that's Stash, takes down Dozo as well. All these names are throwing me right now, but only the 2 or 3 kills under that crits. But it doesn't really matter though. Rhodey, only about 20% on... No, that is the crits. Did the medic for ANZAK go down there?
I'm getting messages that he was taken down by Kieran, so looking at Ubers right now, Rhodey's on about 45% and Ryan's on 25%, so they will get crits quite soon.
Yeah, I think that might be what they're actually waiting for. They're holding down off that point right now, baiting the ANZAK players forward. But really, yeah, it's working for them because most of the ANZAK players are down right now. They do retain control of that point, but it's 100% crits up now. I'm on the Jono cam and seeing what he can do with it. I feel like he should be popping it now. It's a little bit late, but still, the medic escapes into that house. No kills under that crit so far. Lorenzo does go down, and Jemmy as well in the background. They're getting time up on this point, which is what they need to do. Mini sentry gone down, which means all of those crit stickies are blown. But at the end of that fight, though, miRA has taken the point, and 55 seconds left. They should be able to do it from here.
It was a pretty good play. Not much kills coming out from that Kurtzkrieg, but what it did do is push ANZAK all the way back to their spawn, giving miRA the opportunity to cap that point. Uber is popped to the pyro, which is a bit of a unorthodox play, but seems to be working so far as medic does go down for the ANZAK.
Yeah, he was caught alone. I don't think his pocket turned around to help him too much. And what we actually did see, though, is even with that Uber, ANZAK failed to actually cap up that point, which means this whole time it's been ticking down in favour of miRA. So 20 seconds left. It looks like they will be the victors of this first round. They're up to 100% crits. I think, I'm not too sure if John is going to use it or not. They might use it just sort of preemptively to try and stop any action onto that point. But in this last 5 seconds, it doesn't really matter. ANZAK has to try and come forward, throw their bodies at the point, which is what they're doing. The spy's trying to do it, does go down. They're coming forward. We will add a little bit of overtime on this point, but it's going to drop off quickly. Crits are actually out, yeah.
Heavy, and just going to clean up what defense ANZAK did have this round. Looks like it's going to go to miRA.
And yeah, there it is. First round in the bag for miRA. About 1 minute 43 left there on the clock for ANZAK at the end of the first round. So it wasn't a complete one-sided affair, but I think, Ed, you'd have to say fairly dominant in favour of miRA so far.
That was quite dominant, actually. I think miRA is going to stick with their Kurtzkrieg tactics on this map. It's been working quite well so far. ANZAK, on the other hand, are going to be looking to see if they can target that demo a lot more. Make sure if he's down, there's no one to pop crits on.
Yeah, you would think so. Just a point to note, ANZAK already on crits as well, so might be seeing a couple of crossing lasers here as we come out. It depends on who gets that Uber up first. It is actually a little bit of an Uber advantage in favour of miRA. Rhodey there on the medic, grinding up just a little bit faster. The crits is actually out now onto Jono. I don't know if that was a force or if that was an intentional pop. He hasn't got any kills with it so far. A couple of crit stickies are down, and in fact he doesn't manage to take down that soldier, heavy, excuse me. He does go down under the heavy's fire as well. They do manage to cap up that round, but
and here comes the counter crits popped on Jammy, pushing everyone back and nearly gets a medic. Unfortunately not. ANZAK will get this point though, so far it was working. I think Durzo did a pretty good job there, just blocking off Jono and getting the kill when he didn't have crits.
Yeah, I think definitely. I want to just point out, T-Son did a great deal of work there, reflecting back those crit stickies, keeping his medic alive, which means that they could manage to back out and keep their medic alive. It's a very slight Uber advantage, negligible really, in favour of miRA. But we did see ANZAK with a very nice push there under that crits, recapping that point. So roughly even time for this round, and it looks like ANZAK's really found their feet in this game.
Yeah, it looks like they have. Both heavies doing a lot of work from both teams. Crits popped on Jono right now. Jono gets a medic down, good job, and he's going to get a few more kills there. Nearly gets the heavy goes go down, soldier does go down. That's close to a wipe.
Look, that was really well done by miRA. They just came forward with, as I mentioned, Jono, a great recipient of those crits. They do manage to cap up that point. What I'm really liking, though, is that they had their scout on that cap point and pressuring the point before the crits were popped, and that baited all of the ANZAK players forward to try and defend it up. So a lot of them met their demise prematurely under that crits, which is really helping to wipe the time off the cap point here for miRA.
Carbell getting a good shot on Kieran. He's actually sniping in a position that's quite aggressive. Not sure what the idea of that is, but seems to be working so far. A lot of ANZAK players coming up into that point. They get in the position to crits in pretty soon. Rhoda does pop, however, first onto Jono.
Oh, yeah, and once again, Jono getting a lot of work done under those crits. He didn't quite manage to get the medic this time. However, the medic is retreating, and he is caught on the retreat by Jono. Not under the crit stickies, but he does get it at the end of that fight. And once again, miRA making full use of that crit charge, and 1.5 minutes left on the clock for them. It's looking good for miRA again this round.
Good job there by Dami, who I think that's Wilco, taking down the medic of miRA, so Rhodey does go down. looking at some advantages, both medics are down on both teams, coming up back now. ANZAK will have crits first though.
Yeah, about a sort of 10 to 12% Uber crits advantage there. Shouldn't be too much really though. We're basically just seeing miRA controlling the point up really well. Even when they don't have a crits advantage, they're really just controlling the space around it. Their scout, I'm noticing all the time, is getting a lot of work done, and when they don't have the point, he's always capping up, and that's something that ANZAK aren't really doing at the moment, and perhaps it's something they should be.
Yeah, two different ways you can use the scout on this map. I think this is one of the best scout maps. Scout in general is great for the cloth, but seen a lot of work done by scouts on this map.
Well, they're going to need to do some. It looks like ANZAK's trying to move forward, but a couple of quick deaths means that they can't really do too much with this potential crits that they've got. It's actually now at 100%. I'm on the Jemmy cam. No, it's actually an Uber. They're moving forward with the heavy and the demo combined, which should do a lot of work. They need to get the medic down to prevent that crit coming up, though. Otherwise, it's going to be big problems for them when miRA decide to repush.
I think it's a pretty good choice actually for ANZAK going back into crits, as miRA actually goes back on the back on the Uber as well. Uber pops on metal, the heavy. Blocking that point, getting as much plays down as possible. Law gets some nice picks there behind the points, but that's not going to be enough to push miRA off that point.
I wouldn't have thought it was either. It looks like ANZAK's trying their very best to try and get on the point, but no, not quite enough. And yeah, I was caught out by both of those medics going Uber as well. So there we go. Second round, straight up in favour of miRA. What will we see this third round? Not Laurencio, because if I put him on the camera, he will fail. So that's a given.
And just looking at these teams as well, what's really interesting is the order of classes from top to bottom is pretty much identical for both teams. Something quite funny.
Wow, it actually more or less is. I don't know what that says. Maybe it just says that both teams are playing the game exactly how it should be. I don't know, but what I do know is that miRA's playing it better. They've got the 2-round advantage on ANZAK right now. Both Ubers about even. Is it crits or Uber? It's back on Uber for both teams at the moment. So, interesting decision. I'm wondering why miRA felt that they weren't getting enough done with those crits.
It's miRA's actually gone back to crits. Lammy's got, Rhoda's got crits right now. He's found Jono his pocket. Jono going onto the right hand side, spots not much of a target, and he's going back, just saving up that crit. Not sure if that was a good option though. I think you want to pop it as early as possible, as now ANZAK have popped over, and looks like you're going to drive that medic and heavy all the way back.
Yeah, it looks like they will. Jono taking a Girardi as well, which means I don't think he's actually going to be able to move too far forward under these crits. Rhodey is all the way back, but he did manage to retain that crit charge there though. So while ANZAK does control the point right now, I think we might see some Jono stickies coming up very soon. And there it actually is. The crits does go out. Takes down the soldier in the first crits. He's eyeing off the medic. Does take him down. Sniper as well in the background there. That's a lot of ANZAK players dead. Only 2 players left alive. So that's a 7 down under the force of those crits. miRA looking very good with those crits there.
That's 8 players down for ANZAK right now. Jono, really good sticky man. Getting a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills with that crit screg as well. Just putting stickies on that right hand side to spy Laurencio down and from that sticky trap.
Yeah, and the great thing about killing Laurencio is you know he's not running Dead Ringer, so if you get the kill like notice on him, he's going down. But yeah, it's interesting to see what ANZAK's going to be trying to do to come back from this. They did lose all of their players all in a row, and even if they did switch to crits, which it looks like they might be because they're building that crit charge very, very fast, Rhodey's still going to have the crits in front of them, and it's actually about 100% now, so Jono, it looks like they could be going. They're also going to take down this mini sentry and go, probably.
What I really like from this crits right now is, it appears to me that Jono's the one that's calling for that crit screg, and Rhodey's just popping as soon as he calls. That's exactly how you want to use this thing.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, I was wrong. ANZAK did retain that Uber there, so they did manage to keep their medic alive through that crit, and they're trying to get forward onto the point right now. Pyro's doing a lot of work in reflecting, and in fact, Jono, even in the face of that Uber, is just running forward. Stickies everywhere, and it looks like no, he won't quite get that medic, but that's some great, really aggressive defensive work there from Jono.
Pretty good stuff there. I think ANZAK's actually changed their hold a bit, holding further back, holding that back left sort of region, and attacking from the top as well. So I don't think they actually push forward until they do have an Uber advantage, which is a good idea, seeing that being close range with crits isn't a great idea. But in saying that, Brody has another crit screg, and he's going to found Jono.
And I think, just for the first time ever, I've just caught Lorenzo get a backstab on camera. And in fact, he dropped the medic as well. That was huge. The one time ever I put the camera on him, he actually gets kills. That's amazing.
Really good work by Law there. That means that his team now have... they're going to have Uber and crits roughly at the same time. You know, Uber trumps crits, so... when ANZAK do decide to push this point with Uber, I think it's going to go in their favour.
Look, I think it's going to have to be soon. Only 30 seconds left right now on the clock for miRA. ANZAK did actually have a player advantage for a while there. They tried to get some time on the point, but miRA was just a bit too strong in their DM to let that happen. But it's about 50% right now. ANZAK, I don't think they can afford to wait for this Uber. They need to move now.
Oh, not sure what Shred was doing, but he had the demo right in front of him, decided not to stab him. Pressure on the point from ANZAK. They've got a Pyro, a demo, and an NG on there. miRA is actually taking a lot of damage right now. They are retreating. But ANZAK will save this point for the time being. Yeah,
but 0-0-0 on the clock. miRA needs only to cap up, and they've won this. And right now they've got a huge player advantage over ANZAK. They, yeah, a lot of their heavies are down for ANZAK. They do have up that 100% charge. I don't know if it's over or the crits. Not too sure. Rhodey's got his crits, and it looks like we're going to go in. Seeing this from the medic's point of view, onto Jono there. It does take down a few players straight away. 3 kills coming up under that crits charge, although one of them was a sentry, and a few more right at the end of it, Lorenzo included. So it looks like miRA, a valiant effort from ANZAK, but it looks like this first half is going in favour of miRA 3-0.
Yeah, pretty convincing actually by miRA. I think just looking at that scoreboard as well, they seem to be individually dominating their opposition class as well, so all of their players
wow.
work.
Yeah. Wow, Shredder being the only one without a dom, and Rhodey and Jono both with 3 doms each. That's actually pretty huge. So individually it looks like miRA is just all over ANZAK. I don't know... I mean, I think if ANZAK had their full roster and their full core, we'd probably be seeing just a slightly better performance out of them. As it is, it's not a bad performance. It's just not quite enough to be beating this miRA team at the moment. And it occurs to me right now that we never actually went through the full rosters for each. So I was trying to right at the start before the game started. So I'm going to go ahead and go through ANZAK right now. We've got Ryan on the medic there. Demi, which is Durzo there on the heavy. Lorenzo, of course, on the spy. Jemmy on demo for this game. Cowbell on the sniper. Whammy, which, as you mentioned, is Willcore there, up on the engineer. Shemmy, which is Shin, onto the pyro. The Stemmy, which is the stash, onto the soldier. And Skemmy, which is, of course, Skenny on the scout there. And yeah.
Going through miRA's draw set, we got Rhodey on medic, Jono on demo man, Metal on heavy, Kieran on sniper, Faith on scout, G on engineer, T-Son on pyro, Shredder on spy, and Lammy on soldier.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't turn up, and you're gonna have someone else just doing the work.
Look, that's absolutely right. We are live in the 4th round, guys. This is the second half, UGC Season 10, Week 3, ANZAK and miRA. miRA taking the first 3 rounds, 3 rounds to 0. And we're out here on the mid-fight of the 4th round. Kieran going down straight away, Jemmy as well. So, yeah, it looks like fairly standard rollout so far, but it looks like, yeah, miRA now in the blue, probably having... No, actually getting a few kills on them, and it looks like ANZAK's quite in the lead at this stage.
Oh, good reflect that.
Yeah. Just caught that. That was great. So it looks like ANZAK is capping up that point straight up. They've got a scout in the background trying to harass that medic. It won't work. It is Rhodey. He's on the crits. Jono is with him. So I would suspect that with the crits in the background, yeah, but nothing really happened. Sorry guys, I kept that on the Jono cam expecting them to go forward, but they've just backed off right to their spawn. So playing it super defensively to try and protect these crits until they want to use it.
Got some pyro here in the background, blowing each other off, but NG steps in, so gonna evacuate that. miRA's got a pretty good hold at this point, or ANZAK's got a pretty good hold at this point so far. It's actually 2 minutes 25 seconds in their favour. miRA pushing up now. They've got actually Uber disadvantage. Rhodey's on 15% and Ryan is on 70%.
Yeah, look, they used the crits there on the side of miRA and got done with it precisely 0. 1 mini sentry essentially stopped them, and 1 soldier just bombing around, distracting Jono, who was trying to land mid-pipes, but didn't quite happen. So they did manage to recap up that point, but Ryan on 100%. I don't know if that's still the crits by the looks of things. Yeah, and actually there's the crits goes out. Didn't quite connect with that first sticky, but does get a few kills. T-Son under it, but there we go. Metal getting a lot of kills as well in return. But it looks like ANZAK with a successful push there, going to cap up and continue knocking down time on this point. And yeah, Ryan did go down during that engagement, so he's just gotten back up, I believe, already up to 20% Uber, so 20% crits there. But in the space of that time, it looks like miRA actually managed to recap up this point there in the mid, which is just a great off Uber push, off crits push. They just muscled their way on and did it.
2 down at the moment for miRA, so ANZAK 2 have play advantage. They also are at an Uber advantage as well, so that crit, I think, is what Ryan's running right now, is going to be popped pretty soon. Oh, it's not.
A huge trap there out of Jono getting a few players, and that was actually being seen by Jemmy there. He needed to call that one out because they've lost, well actually both medics went down there. I didn't see actually what killed Rhodey in the background there, but he did go down. Shredder and Lemmy both getting a couple of quick kills, Lemmy actually getting 2 kills there. So very good stuff from both teams, but it looks like through all of that, miRA's actually retained their point presence and it's still ticking down in their favour.
Yep, full team up as well for miRA, and the Jono and Rhoda combo doing a lot of work again. I think I'm just going to paraphrase that to Rono from now on. That's all I'm seeing on my scoreboard, but they do have a pretty big presence on the point right now, and not seeing too much from ANZAK. Just building up this crit streak.
Yeah, not seeing much at all. 1 minute 5 seconds left on the clock now for miRA, and just essentially waiting for Rono to go big. I like it, I do.
Thank you.
But there we go.
It's in that as well.
Yeah, probably should. You're full of ideas. But yeah, the crits is actually out right now. Doesn't get a lot of kills. Does get Jono, but Shredder manages to get the backstab onto Ryan at exactly the right time. So that crits was largely ineffective. 44 seconds left on the clock now. It looks like ANZAK's getting on the point, trying to get some pressure on, trying to cap it up. But they're getting knocked off fairly hard by that spun up heavy. He's just sort of controlling their point. And it looks like an aggro Angie in the form of G just coming forward and trying to get work done. ANZAK's trying to sneak onto the point, but I think miRA should be able to defend this one up fairly easily.
Yeah, it's a bit of not great positioning there by ANZAK. Too much desperation to actually go onto that point and defend it, and people kind of spawning one by one, just getting picked off one by one as Rono gets another crits going.
Yeah, the Rono crit's doing work, of course. Does get... Well, actually, there's a complete wipe there on the side of ANZAK. That was 9 down just for a second there. You don't see that very often in Highlander at all. 15 seconds left on this clock, and I dare say 15 seconds left in this match, because if they win this round, of course, miRA to win this match, as we see Kieran get an absolutely cracking shot there onto Wilcor on the NG. Yep, and that is that. That is,
GG.
yeah, 4 rounds to 0 in favour of miRA by the looks of things. So, well, largely, I suppose, as we expected to go their edge.
Yeah, miRA is a core team. They played quite well. I think they played as expected tonight. Once again, a lot of potential, and they really did show that they're a team to contest this season of UGC.
Look, well, yeah, I'm looking very much forward to the day that they play you guys.
I'm really scared now, actually. They look quite good.
Well, yeah, it's always good to see a little bit more competition at the top. The GGs have gone out, guys. Gonna go ahead and wrap that up here for the VOD. So
Maybe some questions, some post-match interview requests-ish. Are we happy to do that, or?
Yeah, why not? But I'm gonna go ahead and stop this here. That'll be in a separate video, guys. So you know, it'll be on my YouTube channel, so look at that for that. I've been Ishanu. This has been Ishanu and Friends TV. 4 rounds to 0 in favour of miRA. Edge has been with me, and well, you'll be seeing him again as he interviews some players shortly.